Welcome to the Mirror Shift Podcast, the space where women come to rewrite the story they see in the mirror. I'm your host, Reva Davis, boudoir photographer, confidence coach, and your new self-love advocate. Welcome back to the Mirror Shift Podcast, where we reflect, rewire, and rise. I'm your host, Reva Davis. Today's episode is a follow-up to something we talked about last week. The episode you get to choose who you become. But today, we're going deeper. Because yes, you get to choose who you become, but sometimes you can't fully see her yet. And that's where other women come in. Other women truly are a mirror for other women. And what they reflect back to you, it can either keep you small or help you step into everything you're meant to be. I wanted to follow up last week's episode because I've always been someone who doesn't like to sit in negativity. That doesn't mean I don't feel it. It just means I don't stay there. I'm always looking for, okay, where's the light in this? What's the lesson? How can I shift this? And honestly, that's something I've learned and been reminded of through the women in my life too. Because sometimes when you can't find the positive, someone else holds it for you. I've always pictured myself like a blossoming flower. When I'm in the shade, I shrink. I feel unsure, quiet, like I'm not doing things the right way, like I'm not good enough. But when I'm in the light, I open. And that light, so much of the time, has come from other women that I know. Their words, their belief in me, the way they see me, it's like sunlight, and it reminds me I was never meant to stay in the shade. I've struggled for a long time with feeling like, am I really professional enough? Am I doing this right? Who am I to be doing this at this level? Even with years of experience, those thoughts still creep in sometimes. And then there's my friend Tanya. Every time she sees my work, she says things like, that's so professional. I remember I brought senior spokesmodel cards to give to another friend of ours for her senior that I was taking pictures of that year. And I remember when I was handing it to her, and Tanya, she saw it and she said, oh my gosh, that's so professional. So yeah, her saying things like that looks so professional, and I love how polished that is. And what's so special about her is it's not just what she says, it's who she is. She is one of the most positive people I know. No matter what I'm going through, she always has a way of helping me see things differently. Not in a dismissive way, but in a grounding, you got this kind of way. And that's something I need. That's what I thrive on. Because even though I try to be a positive person, there are moments where I get stuck in my own head. And she helps pull me out of that. She reflects back strength, confidence, and belief in me, even when I'm questioning myself. And over time, I've started to believe what she sees. Not because she created it, but because she helped me see what was already there. And then there's my friend / social media girl, Christy. I met her through Tanya and her son, Jake, when they first started dating. Actually, Tanya set us up to she had an idea to do a pond shoot on a floating air mattress in my pond. And they just volunteered Jake and Christy. It was such a fun evening. If you get time sometime, you'll have to scroll through my Facebook and check out those images and see how they turned out. We clicked almost instantly. And what started as hiring her to help me with my social media has turned into something so much more. I've become really close to her. And she's another beautiful example of what it means to have the right women in your life. She reflects back to me so much positivity. Not only is she full of fun, creative ideas that keep me showing up and staying visible, but when I start to doubt myself, she's right there like, nah, girl, you got this. She pushes me out of my comfort zone in the best way, encouraging me to try new things and put myself out there. And the best part is, I never feel like I'm doing it alone. She's there every step of the way like my biggest cheerleader, reminding me of what I'm capable of even when I forget. That's what the right women do. They don't tear you down. They don't compete with you. They reflect you back to yourself in a way that helps you grow. And then there's my friend Nikki. She is just a gem of a human. Like, truly, I adore her. And her strength, it's unmatched. If you know, you know. She's been through so much in life, things that could have easily broken someone. And instead, she's just incredible, strong, resilient, and beautiful in the way she moves through life. And even in my harder seasons, like when I've gone through depression, she's the one who will say things like, "Your light is so bright." And I remember thinking, how could she see that when I don't feel it at all? But that's the thing about mirrors. Sometimes they show you your light before you can feel it yourself. And she does that so effortlessly. She reflects strength, she reflects light, she reflects truth. And being around someone like that, it changes you. It lifts you. It reminds you of who you are. Take my friend Danessa, for example. We met about 6 years ago when she started modeling for me, and we clicked instantly. What started as a working relationship turned into something so much deeper. We became really close, and I don't just see her as a friend. It's kind of like I see her like the little sister I never had. We have so much in common, and there's just this natural connection between us that's always been there. She's even gone on trips with me and my 2 kids, modeling along the way, and I'm so thankful that she did, because during some really stressful moments on that trip, she was my strength. And what meant even more was how quickly my kids connected with her too. It was like she just fit right into our world. She's truly my ride or die. She's always down for whatever creative idea I come up with, no questions asked. And beyond that, she supports me in everything I do, showing up, cheering me on, and honestly, clapping louder than anyone else. That kind of love and loyalty is rare, and I don't take it for granted. And when I really sit and think about it, my friend circle has been my rock. Through the highs, through the lows, through the moments where I felt unsure, lost, or not enough, they've been there reflecting back to me the parts of myself I couldn't always see. And I think that's something we don't talk about enough. Every one of them comes from a different walk of life, but somehow I relate to each of them in such real and meaningful ways. Some have been through similar toxic family dynamics. Some understand the ups and downs of marriage, and others have felt the weight of motherhood and the mistakes we carry as moms. And through all of that, there's no judgment, just understanding, just listening, just being there. And that's where so much healing has come from, for all of us, together. They don't take what I share and twist it into something it's not. They don't assume or create their own version of my story. They listen, and they show up genuinely. And that kind of support, it changes you. It helps you heal in a way that feels safe, real, and deeply seen. The women you surround yourself with matter so much. They shape how you see yourself. They shape how you show up in the world. Mirrors don't create anything new. They reflect what's already there. So when another woman tells you you're strong, you are. When she tells you you're beautiful, you are. When she tells you your light is bright, it is. You're not becoming something new. You're remembering. You do get to choose who you become. But it becomes so much easier when you're surrounded by the right mirrors. Because some people will reflect your doubt. And others will reflect your potential. So choose wisely. And don't forget, you are a mirror too. The way you speak to other women, the way you uplift them, you might be the reason another woman finally believes in herself. Be that mirror. And this is exactly why I talk about what I do on this podcast. Not to bash anyone, not to call anyone out, but to bring awareness to how powerful we are as women when it comes to each other. We are mirrors. And for so long, there's been this pattern of jealousy, mean girl energy, and toxic behavior between women, and it doesn't serve any of us. It keeps us small. It keeps us doubting ourselves. But imagine what happens when we shift that. when instead of tearing each other down, we start reflecting back confidence, beauty, strength, and truth. When we choose to lift each other up instead of compete, that's where the real power is. That's where real change happens. And that's the kind of mirror I want to be, and the kind I hope more women choose to become. We are mirrors. So the question is, when another woman looks at you, what will she see reflected back? Because you have the power to remind her who she is, or make her question it. And that choice, that matters. Ask yourself, who is reflecting back to me right now? Are they showing me my light? And what kind of mirror am I being? Other women truly are a mirror for other women. So choose your mirrors wisely and be the one that reflects light. Because when she shines, you shine too. Be the mirror that reminds her she's already everything she's been searching for. Thank you for being here with me on the Mirror Shift podcast. And remember, you are enough, you are magic, and you are worthy. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for spending a few minutes reflecting with me today. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a sister who needs to hear it. And remember, the real glow up begins in your mind.